Sometimes Mama needs a little help. Hey everybody, welcome back to another beer review by Brainmuffin. So here we have something out of Colorado, out of the Oskar Blues Brewing Company, and it's called Mama's Little Yella Pils. Now one of the things that craft beer makers like to snicker and make fun of is the yellow beer, the piss yellow beer as they call it, and yet they keep coming back to pale yellow beer. Now they're usually much better. Now it's interesting that this is labeled as a malt liquor, which it isn't. So it's a pilsner style canned lager, 5.3%, so I'm guessing in some states over a certain amount is considered a malt liquor. I don't know. Pack it in, pack it out. Yes, we'll throw this in the recycle bin. When we're finished, what I'm looking for is, I don't remember where, okay, Longmont, Colorado. I don't know where that is, so it doesn't matter. So Pilsner is a German style beer, usually had during the summertime. It's a very light beer, light in color, very light bodied, light flavored. And then the Americans made it into horrible mess. The mass-produced crap that for some reason so many people like, or they don't know any better, is a very cheap imitation of a Pilsner. It should have a nice head, which this one does. It's got that white foam, golden color, just barely fits into the glass. And yes, you won't see me drink this out of the can. You'll see me pour it. So it's a little on the cloudy side. I don't know if that's a chill haze or what that is. I accidentally unclosed, untapped. Pilsner is not one of my favorite styles of beer. It should be a little bit clearer than that. That's interesting. So I may have disturbed something when I poured it too fast or something. It's got that kind of that Saaz hop, mild spiciness right even in the foam. So Pilsner, there's particular malts that are used in Pilsners, particular hops, and Saaz is one of them. It just depends on what type of, it's a German hop or if it's a Czech. Now, technically, Pilsner is a style out of Pilsen, which is now that is in the Czech Republic, but this became very popular in Germany too. So Pilsner is the German variety. Budvar is the original Budweiser beer from Czech. So, well, I guess was Czechoslovakia perhaps at the time. Well, I guess it wasn't. I guess it was part of Austrian-Hungarian Empire. I don't think it was part of the Ottomans. I don't remember. That part of the western part of the Czech Republic has been back and forth between Czech and German for a long time, and the languages actually have a lot of similarities in their constructs and pronunciation. Cuka, for instance, is sugar in both languages. The spelling's differently because the Czech's got a more Eastern line. So I don't know if you can really see through the haze here, but you have a nice column of bubbles rising up. The thing with the Pilsner is it should stay pretty well carbonated for a long time. The head should be like this pretty much the whole time. It shouldn't really go away at all. Well, maybe after hours. It's a beer that's best served cool. So in Germany it's going to be a little bit cooler than the 50 degrees normally, but it's not chilled. It's not supposed to be 35 degrees like Americans have it. The reason why the American brewing companies have you serve that beer so cold, well, is because it tastes horrible. And so they need to numb your tongue so you don't realize how crappy it is. So 5.3%, so they're obviously had to play on jokes here with the yellow beer as well as Mama's Pils, so Mama's Little Yella Pils. 1L obviously being a Pilsner. That is actually a pretty good Pilsner, if I might say so myself. So on Untapped, you're looking at a 3.36 average. I think it's a little bit better than that. About 20 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, Samuel Adams used to have one called the Golden Pilsner, which was one of the ones I liked the most. Now this does have a bitterness in the aftertaste. I don't know if it's from being in a can or not. 35 IBUs is probably on the bitter side for a Pilsner. And then Sam Adams used to make they had a 100 IBU Pilsner. Forget what it was called. But yeah, it was like 10% alcohol. It was up there. That was in their big series. They had some Belgians. I don't know how many of those they still make. I had it at a beer tasting at Jungle Jim's years ago, and it was actually pretty good. If it didn't, knock you on your feet, knock you off your feet at that high alcohol. I'm giving it a good 4. The bitterness is a little strong for this one on the back end. It does arrive late, but once it's there, it's pretty much there, and it doesn't go away. Like a lot of these types of beers, these German-oriented beers, really a lot of your meats and your fatty meats, like your sausages and pork and stuff like that, are going to be great to go with this. This would probably go with anything kind of fatty as well as light, so fish. So it doesn't have to have a huge flavor, but you want that fat to kind of scrub your tongue, and so you can enjoy this beer a little bit better. It'll complement a lot of foods. I wouldn't have anything overly sweet. You could probably do spicy with it. You could do some sour, like sauerbraten and things like that are mildly sour, but not over the top. Obviously, no candy, no desserts, that type of stuff. It's just too much of a contrast. But overall, I think it's for the Pilsner style, which is, like I said, not one of my favorites. Wheat beers is another one I don't really like that much. But for the style and everything, I think this was a pretty solid Pilsner. Yeah, there's some tweaks they could do to make this a little bit better. But, again, a nice solid 4. If it didn't have this chill haze, it was a little bit more clear, a little bit more lively carbonation, and a little less bitter, it would be closer to style and get it close to 4.5. But, compared this to, say, a Budweiser or a Bud Light or a Coors or anything like that, this thing is, head and shoulders better than any of that stuff. This beer, as it warms up to proper temperature, is still going to be good, whereas those at proper temperature they taste like someone poured a good beer through a shoe. All right, thanks, Tubby. So, have you had Mama's Little Yella Pils? Do you like it? Don't like it? Like Pilsners? Hate Pilsners? Let's have that conversation, and we will see you. Bye. So, Toby, I didn't mean for you to stop drinking. Unless you were done drinking. I don't know. Let's try this again. Shall we?